Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. Do you show up for yourself? Do you show up for yourself in life and perhaps in business? This is such an important question. Most of us live lives every day needing someone else to show up for us. If we're in relationship with someone in a personal relationship or a business partnership, often we sit back a little bit just waiting for the other person to show up. We need to be called forth and pulled in, or we set up these weird and inappropriate expectations that someone else is going to get the job done, either in life or business. In my world, I've learned that showing up for myself really supports the life that I want to live. I'm here today to ask you, do you show up for yourself? When I use the word self here, I'm using the capital S. Do you show up for yourself? This is a very important question to consider so that you can be in charge and in control of things in your life in a healthier, more effective, and deeply powerful way. When you don't show up for yourself and you're waiting for others to do things for you or that affect you, then you feel like like things are out of your control. When you come in and take the responsibility and really show up for yourself, then you're in charge. Sometimes there are some things in life that we're simply not in charge of. I understand that. I know what that's like, and I understand that that's a consideration. But there are other areas in our lives where we can really show up for ourself. Over the last year, I was not able to do my lives because I just didn't feel up to speaking daily. And also, nothing was coming up in me, nothing was coming up out of me. 4 years ago, when I started my lives and immediately, pretty quickly, started going live every day, and then I went live every day, mostly every day for 3 years, everything that came up out of me was organic. And also, it was mine. Earlier this week, I did a talk on the idea of getting certified by someone else's method and how hard it is when you're trying to speak someone else's language. And that's what I showed myself by this organic marketing strategy that I use of going live and sharing my wisdom gleaned and gained, my experience, my expertise, and what it is that I have learned and want to teach and share. But when my voice quieted, when I found that I wasn't able to speak authentically from my own place, I showed up for myself by not forcing myself to do that thing. So even though it had become part of my business model, and to tell you the truth, it was a fantastic organic marketing strategy for me. People became familiar with me. They got to know my seminal messaging. I showed myself as I really am. You could see me. You could imagine what it would be like to work with me because here I am, live, real, in person. And 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 I when I suddenly kind of lost my voice due to some very deeply personal traumatic things in my life, instead of forcing myself to have her show up because I should, because I had been, because it was in my strategy, I really showed up for myself by giving myself permission to be quiet. I know that's hard to imagine me being quiet, but I was for most of this year. Over the course of this year of my life in business, I checked in with myself, asking her repeatedly, "Are you ready? Are we ever going to return to our lives? Are you ready to speak again? Do you have anything in you left to share?" Did it all come out already? And over and over, she said, I'm not ready. And so I feel like I really showed up for myself in this way. I honored her, I respected her, and I didn't force her to do something that she wasn't comfortable. And if you're not comfortable, then you're what? Not confident doing. And then over the course of the year, as the year went on, and I was in my healing journey, I was in my work process, I was continuing to focus on my client work and my group work, and really thinking about my own intuitive business system that I teach. I wondered if this would come back up for me. I wondered if I would kind of really ever be able to do this again. And so as November came and went for me, a very important month, and I was deep into my self assessment, self support, self reflection, self evaluation. I just said it today to somebody, one of my clients today, or whomever I was speaking with. When you're in business for yourself, you do your own assessment and evaluation of yourself. Nobody else does that for you. And so, as I tend to this in my business model, I realized that I heard myself saying, I think I'm getting ready. I think I'm getting ready. I feel like I'm getting ready. And then I would look at her and be like, oh, that's interesting. What are you going to speak about? What are you going to share? So this year in my group, as you may know, we did self-care accountability because I myself needed self-care. I really needed to focus on self-care. We had fun focusing on this. And for me personally, for my heart, my mind, my soul, I think it did support me. But as I kind of went in to listen to what was coming up, I said, 2024, I'm going to be focusing on business. I'm devout about wanting to support women in particular in business to grow their financial accounts. I'm devoted to helping women get money from their passion space or negotiate a higher salary in business. Most of my clients I've done that with as well. I want women to be financially free, financially secure, financially independent, and financially sustainable. And I want them to do it from their own intuitive gifts, if that is what is intended, or to feel confident enough in their jobs to negotiate a salary increase that they deserve. And so I was in reflection. This is the pulling back the curtain. This is how I do my work. This is how I show up for my business. And this is how I teach others to show up for their businesses. And December 1st was coming up, and I realized I think I'm going to start speaking on December 1st. I think December 1st of this year was a weekend day, and generally I go live on weekdays, 5 days a week. So, whatever that Monday was, I felt myself uh, getting ready to try it. So, this is another way that we can show up for ourselves. You don't have to commit if you're not ready. You can try, you could practice, you could experiment, and you can feel how it feels. And I knew that I was going to eventually start my lives again, and then I would see how it felt. And then I would assess, evaluate, and make a determination whether or not I would continue, for example, after the first week or the second week, and so on. And so here we are at the end of the month of December, and I have been going live every day. There was one day that I was driving to San Diego cross country the other way out west. And so I didn't go live that day. But skipping a day every now and then does not make or break my business model. And so I want to say I'm proud of myself, and I really feel like I have shown up for her. The voice came back in, it filled back in. It clearly was ready to come back out to talk about my intuitive business system, the impact and power of accountability in business through my group or my coaching work, etc. I am working on a book on my intuitive business system. It's not flowing out of me so easily, but it's in progress. And so this is where my focus will be for 2024. If you have been watching me, listening to me, reading me, hearing me, experiencing me, and if you're in business for yourself, I hope you'll contact me because I can help you with that. And this is what I am fiercely determined to do in 2024, work with women who are really ready to give voice to what's in them and to grow their financial accounts from doing that. So show up for yourself, see her or him and or them, and say yes to them, and love them, and they will support you. Okay, friends, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me in the Confidence Zone.